What is going on, you guys? Pet Platypus here, and it is time to review Young Justice, Season 2, Episode 7, Depths. Artemis died, but not really. This was a crazy episode. I'm watching the intro of this episode, and I'm sort of thinking to myself, well, I don't put it past this show to do it. It'd be crazy, but showing it in the intro like that makes me think something else is going to play out. It feels like it's too big of a reveal. Like, I feel like if she was gonna die, they would have stopped it at her bleeding and Nightwing putting the pressure on her chest and giving her the CPR and everything, and then go to the intro, and then he's like, oh my god, is she actually gonna die? Watch the episode to find out. Saying she actually died makes me think that, okay, they're probably gonna put a twist on this, and they do. They fake her death. It's revealed that Aqualad is a spy, and only the four of them know. Aqualad, Artemis, Wally, I'm glad Wally knows, holy shit, and Nightwing. Those are the four that know what's going on. Kind of a dick move to exclude the other two original squad members, Miss Martian and fucking Superboy, but, you know, whatever. I mean, it is a dick move, and I feel like this secret is going to... Because, I mean, the secrets in the first season, because you think they would have learned their lesson, because the secrets in the first season had them suspecting each other. And once they came clean, everything was fine. But I feel like coming clean on this is... I'd be pretty pissed. I think they'd be rightfully pissed that they mourned her, and that they're going to miss her, and they feel bad for Wally, and all this, and her parents, and everything. And, you know, it's just... She's fine, and they're bullshitting. I'd be pretty pissed if I got bullshitted like that. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. And then we also got some really good characterization for Superboy and Miss Martian. We finally find out the reason why they broke up. Superboy was pissed off at her for what she does to the fucking villains. And she fucking tried to erase his mind of that so that he wouldn't be mad at her. Which I would be pretty fucking pissed if my girl did that to me. Not that I have a girl, but fuck it. If I had a girl... and she had psychic power. Very big if. I'm very big hypothetical we're going for here. But if this situation happened to me, I would be pretty pissed. But no, it was a really good episode. The characterization there, it was a really good emotional moment, too. There was a lot of power in the voice acting when they were talking to each other. And it really, really worked out. And then you got Lagoon Boy getting kidnapped. He's a dick anyway, but I mean, still. Major story progression there. The rocket did explode. Which, you know, that was fucking... That was bad for the good guys because they failed that mission, but yeah, it was a cool action scene before they failed, though. It was a really cool fight scene. Artemis was doing some badass shit with her bow. Nightwing was doing his badass shit. It was a really cool fight scene. Music, animation, all that stuff was, of course, on point. Finding out Aqualad is the spy that's working inside the you know, not the shadow, the light, opposite. He's working undercover. We find that out. So the fake-out death with Artemis, it moves the plot forward. That's the thing about fake-out deaths that can be kind of like, is that there's a lot of emotional power when they happen, and it turns out it was all bullshit, and it kind of erases the emotional moment. I mean, it doesn't completely erase it, but it does make it less meaningful. But then when you add on top of that a plot twist to it, and it moves things along so heavily in the story... definitely gets a pass. Definitely, I thought was really good writing on the show writer's part. And yeah, overall, this was just a really fantastic episode. I'd probably have to give this one a solid 9.5 out of 10. I thought it was an absolutely amazing episode of Young Justice. If something crazy like one of the main characters does actually die, I mean, that's probably going to have to get an 11 out of 10. But the way the plot played out here was really, really good. Loved the extra characterization on Superboy and Miss Martian. Really good power scene of the episode. And, throw in some really good fighting and throw in that really good plot twist and everything. Definitely sets up some great things to come, so I can't wait to jump into episode 8. Gonna sit this one at the 9.5 out of 10. An absolutely amazing episode of Young Justice. Let's move on to episode 8. Okay, so episode 8. Satisfaction. This episode was really, really good. I don't know if I'd say it was as good as the last episode, because I thought some of the side plots for this one were... they were good. You know, I really liked the moment at Artemis's grave with the mother, and then you see her dad and her sister there, and it was really cool. It's almost, it's not funny, but it's just the fact that she's totally alive just makes it, I don't know, it's weird to see them reacting like this when you know that she's actually alive, but Yeah, what's her name obviously wants revenge on Aqualad, so that's going to add a little bit of turmoil and drama to the whole situation, as well as Sportsmaster wanting revenge. That was a really good scene. The stuff with Superboy and his birthday and not being with Megan, McGann, whatever, that stuff it's okay. He has this new chick that he's kind of hanging out with. Don't know where that's going to go, whatever. But it was a cool little scene. I love when he says, how old are you going to be? He's like 6. That was really funny. That was genuinely funny. And, yeah, what else happened? Oh, and then Miss Martian was like, oh, I can't think about parties right now. And then she goes to a bride party. So it's kind of like, okay, that was weird. And then the ice dude gets taken out, like, instantly. I'm totally doomed, aren't I? And they totally fuck him up. But that part felt very filler-ish. I mean, adding a little bit more to the Miss Martian Superboy relationship thing, you know, that was okay, but overall, it was just kind of, you know what I mean? You know, it was just kind of filler-ish, that stuff. I mean, that little scene was okay with that chick, with Superboy, but then the rest of it was just kind of, And then the scene with the funeral, or not the funeral, the scene at the gravestone was good as well. Then the rest of the episode, oh shit, son. Oh shit. Speedy, with one arm, out of the game for 8 years. He's pretty fucking good, dude. Pretty goddamn good. I'm not gonna lie. He was a pretty fucking resourceful little bastard. It was a good fight. His fight with Mercy was really badass. And, I like the strategy he was using, and then he decides, I don't know if he teamed up with Luthor or if he just took the arm and left, but he has a robot arm. He's going to call himself Arsenal from now on. Don't know if he's becoming a villain or if he's becoming an anti-hero or what's going to happen, but really cool direction to take his character, because you really have to think, like, what are you going to do with the old Speedy now that you have this new one and he's coming back into the picture? What's it going to cause? I think this is a really cool direction to take the character. Really good characterization. His arguments with Green Arrow and everything were really interesting to see, and yeah, you know, he has a right to be pretty fucking mad. I mean, of course, you have to consider Green Arrow's position on all this as well, but because Red Arrow at the time was Speedy. I mean, I didn't know when they replaced him, when they were talking about how he was a clone. They really explained it pretty intricately. They never even hung out. We never even saw the real Speedy at any point in the show, until we saw him in that freezer at the end of was that the end of season 1? Probably around the end of season 1. So, yeah, really enjoyed this one. Really thought it was a good episode. The animation was, of course, fantastic. Voice work was on point. It is kind of cool, too, that Speedy and Red Arrow, the voice actor delivers slightly differently for the two of them. I mean, obviously they have a appearance different in the arm area, but, you know. It'll be interesting to see where they take the character, though, now that he's going to become Arsenal. And everything else in the episode, not filler, but not the greatest either. Especially the bride stuff, the bride party thing. And, you know, with the ice dude, it was whatever, nothing special at all. Total filler, unless it comes back. But of course, in this episode, all I can say for now is judge what happened in this episode, and it looked like filler to me. But whatever, not a big deal. Overall, the episode was still really good. I'd probably give it a solid 8 out of 10. I mean, even with a side plot that really didn't add a lot, the main plot was so good, in my opinion. Especially Lex Luthor. I love this Lex Luthor. And by I love this Lex Luthor, I love seeing a Lex Luthor that's not fucking Jesse Eisenberg. Oh my god, like, Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor on... You might think, oh, he's not that bad, whatever. Watch this show. Watch this Lex Luthor. You will understand why Jesse Eisenberg is that bad. Because this is the real Lex Luthor. But, yeah, I don't have anything else to say about this episode. Oh, wait, no. Some of the team members went downstairs. Some of the team members went downstairs, and there's this little hall they have. And I liked the conversations here. I liked the conversations because, one, we get to see, is his name Impulse? We get to see Impulse again. And he's cool, you know, he's kind of just chilling there. He doesn't really care about the people he's looking at, which is interesting. I wonder if he knows Artemis is fine, but he has to keep his mouth shut because he's from the future, which is why he's not really as in mourning as everyone else. Or maybe it's because he does have a disconnect because he doesn't know any of them. We see the original Blue Beetle, and yeah, it's a cool little conversation they have. I like seeing the current Blue Beetle. You know, he's talking about how it's like, you know, we don't want people to have like these shrines to our guys, but maybe it's just because they want people to think the League is immortal. We see fucking Jason Todd. Even off screen, that motherfucker has to die. Like, holy shit. But what's interesting, though, is does this mean we could have Red Hood in the future? Who knows? You know, that could be really interesting. And, of course, Artemis was there and a couple other characters. But it was really cool. It was really interesting to see that scene and, you know, how Impulse sort of reacted to everything. And he sort of wants to form a friendship with Blue Beetle. I like the characterization on Blue Beetle. That was a really good scene. So that adds to the episode overall. I'd probably give this episode a solid 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was a very good to great episode of Young Justice, as usual with this series at this point. But anyways, what did you guys think of these episodes of Young Justice? You can tell me in the comments section below. You can also follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN. I'm Pat Platypus on both. You can also give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both of those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already or if you like what you've seen here. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.